Hi guys, my name is Dahlia, welcome to my channel. In last week's video I gave 5 reasons why subplots help to build your novel or your series. This week I'm discussing Archetype. Carl Gustav Jung, or C.J. Jung, was a Swiss psychiatrist who founded analytical psychology. During his younger years, Jung and Freud helped each other along with their studies. But after Freud began focusing primarily on touch therapy and the Oedipus complex, Jung decided to take the research further into the unconscious mind. Archetypes are a collection of images and patterns that occur in the psyche. Jung believed that these made up the spiritual counterpart of our basic needs, or primal instincts. So what did he derive from this research? 12 common archetypes which he separated into 3 categories. 1. Ego types, 2. Soul types, and 3. Self types. Let's begin with the ego types. Number 1. The innocent. The innocent desires happiness most in life and is actually very terrified of being reprimanded, so they tend to gravitate towards a better life. They are pure, trust easily, and never hold grudges. Because they are generally focused on others' well-being, many flock to the innocent for spiritual guidance and just general assistance. Jung originally called this archetype the child, but this was later changed to the innocent because while they are playfully childlike in nature, they can still perform adult tasks. However, as with every aspect of life, there's always a bad side. Because they are generally sweet and caring, they tend to become dependent on others and not see the real issues that are going on within their own lives. Due to their innocence, they can be taken advantage of quite easily. They might also become overwhelmed or highly stressed in a harsh situation. The innocent also might hold on to whatever loyalty they think they have from others, just to feel that helpful presence. This causes them to be vulnerable. Keywords include happiness, optimism, utopian, and romantic. Examples of the innocent are Aurora, Jessica Alba, and Ariana Grande. Number 2. The orphan. The orphan favors equality, but they also seek belonging. They don't necessarily like to stand out, but they also don't like to be discluded. Because of this, they tend to lose who they are just to fit in with someone else. They tend to believe that when they help someone else, that help will then be reciprocated when it's needed, but this is not always the case. Despite this, they have a great talent in getting back on their feet when things go wrong. The orphan works well in groups. They are fun, friendly, and outgoing. But the orphan also has a tendency to play the victim. During this time, they become pessimistic and tend to blame others for what's going on within their own lives. Even though normally they are all for one, one for all, when they're in this dark place, they tend to become a recluse, and then they care only about themselves. In an effort to belong, they may appear desperate or needy and will take abuse just to fit in. And they also don't respect authority. Keywords include equality, belonging, realist, plays the victim, and the one who blends in. Examples of the orphan are Bruce Wayne, Frodo Baggins, and Johnny Cash. Number 3. The hero. The hero believes in courage and fears vulnerability. They believe they can do everything themselves and to ask for help is weak. They are focused and goal-driven. They like to defy the odds and show off their gallant behavior. They have enough confidence to fill the oceans of the world and then some. The hero is seen as strong, mentally and physically, and because of their disciplined nature, they appreciate organization. Not only this, but if someone needs help, they are the first on the scene. However, they don't always stick to the rules. They see rules more of a guideline, something as a suggested follow. As you probably guessed, the hero can fall into arrogance very easily. They might pick battles that they can't actually win just to show off their gallant behavior. Due to this, the battle that they face can sometimes be within their own heads. Keywords include competence, strength, courage, arrogance, and a can-do attitude. Examples of the hero are Mary Poppins, Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and Robert Downey Jr. Number 4. The caregiver. The caregiver desires to protect others, or as the name suggests, give others care. They are selfless, compassionate, and empathetic. It is through their altruistic personalities that people flock to them. Unlike the hero, the caregiver likes to help people just in small ways, and they feel content just to do that. And they expect very little in return. In many aspects, the caregiver is very loyal. They're a good listener and provider, and they will also be your biggest advocate during trials. Even when faced with unsavory thoughts, the caregiver will see what's beneath and try and bring that to the surface. However, because they have trouble saying no, they can be abused very easily. When they are faced with too many tasks, they can become stoic and rude. This oftentimes leads them to become overwhelmed. Because they care so much for others, their self-care can lack. They believe that in doing something for themselves causes them to be seen as selfish. Due to this, they may develop mental health issues. When they become burnt out, they tend to guilt trip or use others for their personal gain. They have an appreciation for being appreciated. Some call this the savior or god complex. Keywords include protect, help, selfless, compassionate, saintly, and healer. Examples of the caregiver are Gandalf, Mother Teresa, and Samwise Gamgee. We move on now to the soul types. Number 5, the Explorer. The Explorer seeks freedom and a chance to get to know themselves through travel. They fear becoming stagnant in one place and boredom drives them crazy, as do boundaries and restrictions. Attempting to tie the Explorer to one place will cause them to become restless and irritable. However, attempting to join them on their quests does just about the same thing. They are independent in every sense of the word. One of the main things they seek is meaning and a better world. They do not search for material possessions or selfish gain. But because they like to be alone on their journeys, this can detriment their goal. Sometimes a helping hand would have been appreciated, but they don't want to ask. So they would deliberately make it hard for themselves just to stay a recluse. This can hurt others around them, and generally the explorer will alienate themselves from others. This can be a lonely experience, and many explorers will actually fall into depression, and it can be too late for them to see what's actually around them. Keywords include freedom, experiences, journey, new worlds, and ambition. Examples of the explorer are Bilbo Baggins, Naruto Uzumaki, and Guillermo del Toro. Number 6, the rebel. The rebel seeks change above all else. More specifically, revolution. They are loud and oftentimes boisterous, but their heart is always in it, even when others think that they're being offensive. This means they feel accomplished when they have righted a wrong in the world. The rebel encourages others to think for themselves, to awaken from societal bonds. Just like the explorer, the rebel does this for freedom. But instead of seeking freedom in the outer world, they seek freedom in their own inner world. However, as the name suggests, they can quickly move over into the tempting dark side. Their perceived powerlessness over a situation can cause them to become heated. To those that resist change, they can become very aggressive towards them. Therefore, they tend to act the same way as those they're trying to fight. The rebel may become unstable and lead others into danger. As with all shadow types, there are very real negatives to consider. Rebels generally have a thrill-seeking, addictive personality. Keywords include break the rules, revenge, revolution, radical freedom, and misfit. Examples of the rebel are James Dean, Jessica Bergman, and George Orwell. Number 7, the lover. The lover seeks ultimate passion. This does not mean just sex. They search for something deeper, an unbreakable bond. They enjoy connecting with others. Lovers are fun and energetic. Other people always feel included when they're around them. Lovers have an insatiable appetite for life. They have strong emotions and they present them freely. To bond with another gives them great happiness. However, as the name suggests, they are fond of infatuation, seduction, and they generally wear their heart on their sleeve. Because they put in a huge effort towards someone else to gain the same love from someone, they can be used quite easily. They will have sex freely to gain what they think is love. Due to their extreme emotions, they can bring baggage and drama. Because love is their ultimate goal, they may marry quick and divorce quick. This causes them to become hostile, obsessed, or jealous in many situations. However, lovers like to keep themselves beautiful and physically appealing, and they always make a good impression on people. They even lift others' self-esteem. Keywords include intimate, relationships, love, scared of being alone, passionate, committed, and sensual. Examples of the lover are Adele, Dita Von Teese, and Abby King. Number 8, the creator. The creator is creative. They have a broad and vivid imagination and they always find inspiration. This could be from writing to science and everything in between, but they don't stick to conventional ideas. Anything unique and interesting catches their attention. Through their creations they find joy and meaning and ultimately themselves. After creating something, they tend to show it off to receive awe and appreciation for their talents. Because they're so focused internally, the creator tends to dedicate their life to their project in order to see it in real life. But as you can imagine, they are perfectionists. This can give them negative self-worth and also cause them to become outsiders. In the pursuit to finish their project, the creator might become unstable and eventually lose their minds to their crafts. Keywords include making a vision reality, creation, artistic, perfection, and imagination. Examples of the creator are Leonardo da Vinci, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Emmett Brown. Now to the self-types. Number 9, the Jester. The Jester likes to make other people laugh. They adore practical jokes and freedom. Freedom in the sense of being allowed to be who they are. So long as there is a Jester around, no task will seem mundane or boring. These guys like to motivate others and lighten the mood. Because of their fun nature, people tend to gravitate towards them. Due to their gentle, fun-loving nature, Jesters will always give you the truth. Honesty is as important as playtime. They also like to give speeches and impart their wisdom. but they do so in such a gentle way that people appreciate the advice given. Despite the good reactions that they receive, friends wish them to be more serious. Jesters can turn even the most important discussion into a joke, and this could be seen as rude. But when the jester is hurt, they will turn to hurtful and sarcastic remarks. Instead of using their words to lift others up, they will instead cut them down. The jester might also turn to manipulation or threats to get their point across. But all in all, they are fresh, fun, eager to please and to entertain others. Keywords include enjoyment, fun, play jokes, funny, joy. Examples of the jester are Loki, Rick Sanchez, and Harley Quinn. Number 10, the sage. The sage seeks understanding. Whoa, what a shocker. They are intellectual and never stop searching for answers to the questions that seem unfulfilled. They address issues with an open mind, allowing the information to soak in rather than assessing it for too long. People around them tend to question their own lives, not necessarily for understanding, but more so to become as the sage is. Because of their thirst for knowledge, the sage may become a recluse. Both the sage and people around them tend to come to a point of, what is the point of all this research? Why do you exist? Is it all meaningless? The deeper they dig, the more they begin to lose reality. During their younger years, the sage might become disconnected from reality just because of the fact that they're too intellectual for their peers. This can cause the sage to become judgmental and cruel. They become convinced that those around them are stupid or ignorant and therefore not worth their time. Sages can become arrogant after giving out random advice that no one has even asked for. At times they may even give incorrect advice just to seem superior. Keywords include truth, intelligence, analytical, knowledge, self-preservation, and wise. Examples of the sage include Albus Dumbledore, Yoda, and Morgan Freeman. Number 11, the magician. The magician seeks to use their determined knowledge in order to control the situations around them. In turn, this gives them a power that not many have, and this power is their addiction, though they are charming and inspiring. Their colourful imagination allows them to think of how to change situations to suit them, or those around them. While others let life happen around them, the magician rejects this idea and decides to instead control their future. They believe that everything happens for a reason and that we're all connected. So when someone's vision is realized, the magician gains joy from this. They enjoy unrest because motivating others around them brings them great joy. Because of their self-awareness, magicians can see things from every side, not just from the one side. However, if they become too obsessed with creating their own society, they may use manipulation and control to get their way. So long as they see the world as more evil than they are, they will continue to wreak havoc. And when others don't show the same excitement that they have, they tend to become really impatient. Keywords include understands universe, visionary, shaman, fair, and living their vision. Examples of the magician include Merlin, Socrates, and His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. And last but certainly not least, number 12, the ruler. The ruler exudes authority. They're important, confident, and very, very busy. They have a life focused on responsibility and are very goal-orientated, and they will stop at nothing to see their plan is completed. Due to their highly organized and precise nature, others around them have a deep respect. They like to encourage other people just by getting things done. They are highly driven and like to be challenged, and while they're doing all this, they empower other people to be the best that they can be. Rulers are also very protective and fair, but it's also no surprise that the ruler likes to show off their importance. They prefer lavish material possessions, and their image and reputation are paramount. Because they're efficient in all that they do, rulers can easily become corrupt. This leads them to attack rather than to defend when threatened. It turns them from humble to hostile. Their protective nature can become controlling and dominating. An obsession for this makes them insecure, and any threat is managed with brute strength or manipulation. In their shadow form, they do not trust easily. Stepping down from a position of power is practically unthinkable. They tend to become delusional. They believe that those that come after them will destroy what they have built and maintained. Keywords include power, control, success, authoritarian, leader, and boss. Examples of the ruler are Joseph Stalin, Viktor Dashkov, and Walter White. So that concludes part 7 of my Creating a Character series. Archetypes are a fun way to get to know your character on a more personable level. However, this was not exhaustive. If you are still interested to learn more, I suggest getting a book by Jung or about Jung and his 12 personality types. If you have any questions or want me to cover a specific topic, drop a comment below or find me on my social media. All the links will be below in the description bar. For those of you who are interested, you can still read some of my unedited work up on my website. The link will be up above and down below with the rest. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more. I post writerly videos on Thursdays, and next week I'll be covering part 2 of my editing series. This video will be about the basic parts of speech. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!